Yeah! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. I am your host, as always, Diana. Yes, that is my name. How is it going, everybody? Welcome. It's over! No! Oh, it's just begun, Wrestling God. Welcome. New director. Fingers crossed, Scream isn't ruined. I hope so too, Tom. I think we're in good hands. We'll get into that conversation here in a sec. But let's take it down to some chill, nice, relaxing music to talk about maybe a stressful occurrence. I don't know. Welcome on in, my friends and family and strangers on the internet. Welcome, come on in. Let's talk a little bit about Scream. A lot of updates that I didn't feel the need to make a video about because, well, some of them are things like Parker Posey saying, hey, I want to be in another Scream movie. So, like, am I going to make a whole video about that? No. But we'll talk about it, of course. We're going to talk about that. I already kind of talked about Drew Barrymore and all that. And, of course, the directors. A lot of things to hit on tonight. So trust me, we'll be getting to all of it. Ivano is saying, please no, I don't want new directors. Radio Silence needs to finish their trilogy. I feel that. I really want them to be back. But I'll tell you what, even if I think one of the things that we got to just address tonight is that I just don't think Radio Silence is making another Scream film. I really think it is going to be somebody else. A lot of pressure to make another film. A lot of talks, a lot of rumors going around right now about a certain character out there. Radio Silence is greater than new. Greater than anything they could throw on there. Radio Silence. I love it, Kermit. You know, I love the love for Radio Silence, though. Sometimes it feels like they get a lot of crap, and I think that sucks. That makes me feel bad. They're my boys. They're my boys. They came from YouTube. They're awesome. I love them. What's up, Cryptic? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. DD. Yo. Welcome to the stream. Bluck is here, talking about Mindy. Talking about how Mindy had a whole speech on ditching the sequel trilogy and being a franchise. It would feel weird to circle back to a trilogy and make Mindy wrong 2 films in a row, being even more pointless of a Randy. Randy was wrong, and that kind of led to his death, though. So I feel like that kind of works, but I don't know. They're definitely going to make another movie, I'll tell you that much. Villain Killing Dylan is here. What's up, Dylan? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here, good sir. Thank you. They're passing the torch to Ghostface himself. Oh, what do you know? He's going to direct. Ghostface is directing now. How about them apples? That would be insane. It would just be, we should kill all the characters is what Ghostface would do if he was directing. Austin is here saying, yo, Jake, Scream 6 on Paramount tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, Scream 6 is out tomorrow, everybody. Hyped for that. We won't get a physical release until, I believe, like June, which kind of sucks a little bit, but hey, you know what? I'm still hyped. I'm still hyped to watch it again at some point real soon. So check that out on Paramount tomorrow. Let's go. Give me some stew talk, baby. Hello to all the amazing peeps in the chat. What's up, Jason? How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Ashley is here. Yo. Blaine is saying, how do you feel about Scream 7 having new directors? We're going to hit that in a second here, Blaine. I'm going to say hello to a few other people who are already throwing super chats out there. Thank you so much for the support. Yurdy G's throwing 5 in there. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Saying, I put my studio session on hold to catch this dope. What? You didn't have to do that. Oh, well, now I feel bad, Yurdy G. Now I'm gonna go cry after this stream. I appreciate it though. Thank you. I hope you're working on some dopeness as well. Christina Carpenter as Ghostface. Yurdy's got his theories in there for the next entry as well. I love it, man. Well, I hope you're enjoying. I hope that I can bring the dopeness that you want. I just like that word. I like that you created something. You created something there, Yurdy, and I love it. Thank you for the $5, man. I appreciate it. Legion is also a channel member, a KillJoy cult member. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you for the $5. Saying, I really want to see Evil Dead Rise and Scream 6 come out tomorrow on digital. I wish both of them were coming out right now because I would watch both of them again. That would be great. I got to watch Evil Dead in the theaters again, man. I'm craving it. I'm craving it. Didn't have time this weekend, unfortunately. But I'm hyped to go see it in the theaters once again. Scream 6 tomorrow as well on digital. So lots of good things to look forward to, Legion. I'm hyped, man. Thank you for the $5. Thank you. A lot of good things to come in the future. But speaking of something to maybe get a little worried about, but I'm still hyped. So, something to maybe, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but let's throw it out there. So Christopher Landon has recently followed a bunch of the people involved with the new Scream films, including some of the cast members and also Heather Matarazzo, which I thought was kind of interesting. But Another thing I want to bring up is you might be like, who's Christopher Landon? Like, why did Jake keeps talking about this guy? Now everyone's starting to think he's on the next Scream film. Who is Christopher Landon? So Christopher Landon worked on some of the Paranormal Activity movies, but you probably know him more from directing Happy Death Day, both 1 and 2, and also Freaky from not last year, that was 2020. I think he's a good choice for Scream. I think it makes sense for him to be on a Scream project if it's not radio silence. I'm okay with that. It's gonna probably be something a little goofier, something a little more towards the tone and feel of like Happy Death Day and Freaky, but don't forget, Freaky was really bloody and really gory. And that's pretty awesome. So I don't think they're going to completely lose the darkness that radio silence has brought to the franchise now, which is really refreshing, something different, not just your same old, because something that worries me with Christopher Landon is that it would be kind of goofy again. And I'm okay with that because I think his flavor of goofy is a little different than what we got in like Screams 2 and 3, for instance. I wouldn't want them just to make the same old. That would suck. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants same old again. And I want them to keep going in this direction they have been going, where it's playing around with new ideas. I know there's some criticism about maybe they didn't play into those new ideas as much as some people would have liked, but that's hopefully the route they go next time. Who knows what happens, man? I'm personally hyped for that. If Christopher Landon does do the next one, I'm here for it. I'd be down for it. But we'll have to see. It's one of those things where nothing's confirmed right now. It's not even confirmed that Radio Silence is off the project yet. But if I had to guess, I would say Radio Silence is probably not going to do it. And the studio really wants to get another film out because, well, Scream is hot right now. And I would argue the franchise really hasn't been hot since the late 90s, early thousands. I mean, look at Scream 4. It didn't do very well. It's the worst Scream film of the whole bunch. I love it, personally. But box office-wise, bottom of the barrel, unfortunately. So this franchise hasn't been hot for a while. Scream 5 kicks it back into the limelight and all that. Scream 6 does even better. The studio wants another one of these bad boys. They also paid $500 million to acquire the rights for it, so I'm sure they want to make some of that money back. So something tells me we're going to get a 7. They're going to start filming it as soon as possible. And I know some of you want them just to wait, let Radio Silence do their thing, and then maybe come back to the project. Trust me, I would love that too, but unfortunately, money is the dictator of all things in the studio world. So I'm just down for another Scream movie, whoever does it. I'm here for it. I'm open-minded. I like Christopher Landon as a director. I'd be okay with that. If you have different writers and all that, that's when I'm going to start to worry, personally. Like right now, changing directors, I'm okay with that. That's all right. I'll take Christopher Landon. I think that would be a good choice, personally. He's my second choice besides Radio Silence, of course. But you change up the writers, that's when I start to get worried. That's when if you get somebody else that we've never heard of, that's when I start to worry. That's when I start to think they're jumping ship and just trying to rush out another movie, I should say. Lighting Ghost is throwing $2 out there. Thank you so much. Good sir. Thank you for being a KillJoy cult member as well. Saying, love the Poppy t-shirt. Oh, well, thank you so much. I got this on the Flux tour. I love her music so much. It's crazy, insane metal music. She's awesome. She 2 killer albums, one after the other, and I guess she's releasing some new music here next month, if I remember that correctly. So a lot of good stuff from Poppy. Highly recommend. DG Vids is saying, I kind of feel that Happy Death Day 1 and 2 and Freaky have the same energy as Ready or Not. Maybe a little bit for sure. I think Ready or Not has maybe a darker feel to it than those 2 or those 3 movies. But definitely all of those things are Scream inspired, I feel. And that's why Christopher Landon is, in my opinion, a good choice. He's clearly a fan. After watching all the Happy Death Day movies, Freaky, they all feel very Scream inspired. If it's the characters, if it's the fact that they're literally everything you're talking about here is pretty much a slasher. It all feels very set up in a way that is screamy. Screamy, Wes Craven inspired. I vibe with it. Noah's saying, please get Radio Silence for Scream 7. I would love them to do it, but I'm also really hyped for Dracula's Daughter, They're doing Dracula's Daughter with Melissa Barrera. I think that's going to be really cool. And if you're also worried, like, well, wait, Jake, they're making another movie with Melissa Barrera. What's going on there? Well, they're filming that right now, actually. They're filming that now. They should be done, I believe, by June with that. So they'd have plenty of time in the fall then to go and film the movie in the fall. Scream 7, maybe it's with the core 4, maybe it's with the older characters again. I don't see them changing that all up, considering, why fix something if it ain't broke? Scream 6 made money, and it made more money than the last one. So I don't think that they'll just change up all the characters on us, even if they change who the director and creatives are behind the film. Gangster Bro is saying, I'm wondering what you'd think of a final boss level Ghostface, like if Hannibal Lecter decided to put on the mask, a complete intellectual genius. I think what I like so much about Hannibal Lecter is that he's, I don't want to say non-confrontational, because that's not true. But I think that he's very, he's much smarter than our Ghostface killers. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think Hannibal Lecter would ever put on, like a character like Hannibal Lecter would never put on a Ghostface mask and start killing people. He uses he pulls little strings here and there from his jail cell to make horrible things happen around the world, and that's what I think I love so much about the character. But if you had a mastermind killer behind, like this genius behind the Ghostface mask, I almost feel like you lose something, because all the Ghostface killers are pretty dumb, and I think there's something fun to be had there. They're all pretty dumb. They all fail in a way that just is like, they should have seen this coming kind of thing. And I love that. I love that about those characters. I like that they're just really, they're so passionate about what they want to get done and the revenge they want to get or whatever, but they go about it in such like, such ways where it's like they're clearly not thinking about it. They're just like, I have to do this. I have to do this right now. They're not taking a second to just stop, figure out what the plan is, and then go about it. Hannibal Lecter is all about the plan, is all about taking it easy, making it a little more, doing it the chill way instead of the chaotic way. So I think I as much as I like, I'm constantly preaching, keep things different, keep things original. I kind of like that aspect to all their Ghostface killers. They're all a bunch of greasy losers, and I don't know if I want that to change. I like that about our Ghostface killers. But it's interesting. It's interesting for sure. AJ is saying, I'm 100% sure Parker Posey will come back on the 7th installment. Maybe maybe Jennifer Jolie's corpse, but she's very dead. She's very dead. Once you bring back one dead character like that, man, that's like, Kirby doesn't count because Wes Craven wanted her to live. That Kirby does not count. But once you bring back a dead character, man, it's all over. Then it's like the reality of the situation is it's shattered. We're just gonna, I don't know. I feel the same way about every character that's dead in this universe. Just leave them dead. They're dead. They're dead. Let's move on. I love that this franchise is constantly about fresh blood. It's constantly about fresh new characters that we're fucking around with in a new movie. I love that. That's another thing I don't want to lose about this franchise. What's up, Eric? How's it going, man? I just got a wonderful Art the Clown painting. Unfortunately, someone in the behind the scenes cracked the frame. But hey, you know what? I still love it. I still dig it. Look at this. Look at this, everybody. Eric made this right here. This is sick. Just ignore that. Just ignore that. Don't worry about that part of it. Look at all this. Look how cool that is, man. Holy crap, dude. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. You are the best. I love you. So welcome to the stream, man. Thank you again, good sir. Legion is saying, who gives a fuck about the movies? Whoosh. Love it, man. Cult of Ghostface, says Ashley. Yes, Cult of Ghostface. I'm down for it. I'm down for a cult. Bunch of ghost faces running around. You thought 2 greasy losers were great. You thought 3 were fun and 6. Oh, but what about a whole cult of them getting all greasy together? I'm down for it. Down for a grease fest like that. Perry is here, a KillJoy cult member as well. Perry is a person of taste. I love it. Welcome. Saying I had a legit nightmare last night where Scream had a misstep. Oh God. And 7 was a train wreck and flopped and the franchise goes dormant. That's a terrible dream, Perry. My God. I'm so sorry for you. That sounds awful. That sounds awful. It's always as exciting as I am. As excited as I am for more installments in any of my beloved franchises, I always do just get a little nervous in the back of my head, just thinking, but what if this one sucks? Like, I remember Evil Dead Rise going to that premiere, I was just like, what if this sucks, man? Come on, it can't suck. It can't suck. Please be good. And it was great. It was awesome. So I'm always a little worried with any of these. With a Scream movie, an Evil Dead movie, I always get a little worried. Those are my favorites. Those are my favorite franchises. What's up, Warren? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Austin is saying, if we're bringing people back from the dead, let's bring Mickey back. Give him the starlight he deserves. Whether you love it or hate it, these characters are dead. Yeah, I love Jennifer Jolie. I love Parker Posey. She was awesome in Scream 3. I think she was really good in Beau is Afraid. She's in that movie, in case y'all want to check out something weird this week or weekend. Just saying. I don't know. Me personally, I love these characters. I love these actresses. I love all these people. I love Drew Barrymore. I really love Drew Barrymore, actually. She's incredible. But should she come back? I don't know. I mean, listen, if you want to do your new nightmare version of Scream with a bunch of dead characters, sure. Yeah. Why not? Fuck it. I'm down for it. But you're gonna do some crazy shit bringing back characters like that. I don't know. I ain't about it. Eric's saying a Cult of Ghostface would be amazing, and Detective Bailey had a throwaway line in 6 that could hint at it. He said Richie was a passionate collector and he inspired others. You know, that's where I know a lot of people are saying 5 and 6 feel like open and shut cases, and they do. They absolutely do. But in the background, I feel like there's a lot of setup for this Cult of Ghostface thing, for the Reddit army of people who are huge fans of Richie that want to come together and start killing people as Ghostface. We got a taste of that in Scream 6. Wouldn't it be cool if that was the whole focus of the next film? I feel like that would be awesome for Radio Silence to do in the next movie, but doesn't seem like that's the route they're going. You know, they got Escape from New York. Obviously, that's not like in stone or anything, but they are working on this new movie for Universal. It seems like they want to move on, and I respect that. I get it. You know, you make 2 movies in a row with the same concept and the same franchise, you're gonna get burnt out on that. So I respect them. I respect them. I think they gave us 2 killer entries, and I'm excited to see who else takes the helm. But if it was up to me, I would want them to do the next one as well. I enjoyed 5 and 6. I really liked them. Not everyone liked them, but that's okay. Not everyone likes every movie. But I enjoyed them. So if anyone's going to do it, they're my first choice. Christopher Landon, though, is also a great choice, I think. So I wouldn't be freaking out. I wouldn't be jumping ship if Christopher Landon signed on as a director. I wouldn't be. I would be pretty hyped. I'd be pretty hyped to see what he does with it. I got to ask for it, Jake. Kyle, I got you, man. Come on. Scream 7, baby. I just want that announcement. I'll be doing that shit I'll be doing that shit a little more organically if Scream 7 gets announced. I'll be losing my mind. They're definitely going to wait, though. I think they're definitely going to wait until we have somebody on board to direct this bad boy. Brandon Wingert. I like it. Throwing $2 in there. Brandon, I appreciate you. Thank you for being a KillJoy cult member as well. Saying, I wonder what a Jordan Peele Scream would be like. Well, first of all, we could right one of the few wrongs the TV show did by is this unfair to say, by wasting Keke Palmer? Is that unfair to say? I'm just gonna say it. Fuck it. Hot take. Should have had Keke Palmer in one of the movies. I'll fight that battle until I die, Brandon. I would love to see her in like an actual movie. I think she would be a great Scream character. It's kind of a shame that she's in the show and not a movie. It's kind of a big shame. She is one of my favorite actresses right now, especially after Nope. Would love to see her in more horror, and especially a Scream movie too. That would be sick. But Jordan Peele's Scream, I would imagine that would probably, you know, Jordan Peele is one of those directors that works with kind of the same people every single time a little bit. You know, he has a cast of actors that work closely with him on multiple different different projects of his. I would imagine he would have, like, you'd see some familiar actors and actresses if he did a Scream film. I don't know, like, what the motive for a Ghostface killer would be in it. It would have to be something social commentary. There would be a social commentary angle to it, though, instead of horror movie commentary. At least I think. I got a frog in my throat or something, Brandon. I apologize. But that's my guess as to what a Jordan Peele Scream movie would look like. Lisa S is also here throwing $5 in the chat. I appreciate that, Lisa. Thank you. Thank you so much. saying, I feel like Chad is the new Dewey of the new generation. It keeps on surviving like Dewey in the original movies. Also, hello, Jake. Hello, Lisa. Hello. Yeah, I feel that. He's definitely the heart and soul of the core four, for sure. The other thing I really like about Chad is I don't think he's just the same character as Dewey. A lot of people are calling Chad the new Dewey, and that's kind of it's a good thing, right? But it also has some negative connotations, I think, behind it. I don't think he's the same character. And I like that. I like that he's got like this romance going with Tara. Tara is kind of, she's a different character than Gale. I think if I had to connect the core four characters to characters from the past, I would definitely say Tara's more in line with Gale, if that makes sense, where Sam is kind of like the new Sydney. Chad is kind of the new Dewey. Mindy is the new Randy. That one for sure. But I feel like Chad stands on his own as his own character. He's got his own like flavor about him, where Dewey is kind of doing a weird thing with his face, like how David Arquette always does, and has more of a goofy, I don't want to say imbecile feel to him, but like just he's a goofy cop that makes mistakes, and we love him. He's our special little boy, and we love Dewey. But yeah, he's definitely an oddball. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed or anything. I don't know if I get that vibe from Chad necessarily. Maybe that's the vibe for Chad, but I feel like he's a little more intelligible. He's just really goofy. He's a really goofy character, silly fella. But I think he stands on his own personally. I do love that though. I like that he's the new Dewey. It's fun. It's a Scream trope to have a character survive at the end after basically going through something that should have killed them. So I think it's fun. I enjoy it. I like Chad. Thank you, Lisa, for the $5. I appreciate that. Lighting Ghost is asking the important questions here. Holy crap. Throwing $5 in there. I appreciate you again. Saying, are you more hyped for Insidious 5 or Talk to Me? Honestly, can't wait for both, but grew up on Raka Raka. Happy for them. Yeah, I'm, talking about the only two big horror releases in the next 2 months, essentially. Yeah, I'm hyped for them. I will say I hope that other people are hyped for them so that I have something to talk about for the next 2 months. But yeah, I'm a little worried, but it's fine. Everything's fine. We're chilling. But Insidious 5, I'm very hyped for. This was one that that franchise I've been a huge fan of since basically the first movie came out and I saw it in theaters, and I saw that jump scare. You know the one. There's one. Listen, there's a lot of good ones in there, but there's one that's, oh my god. Ever since I saw that, I've been hooked on the franchise. I've seen basically every single movie in the theater opening weekend. I'm really hyped for this one. I'm not in love with the trailer, but I'm excited for it still. Talk to Me, I think, had a better trailer personally, and I know Raka Raka has something really crazy up their sleeves as well. Just after seeing a lot of their videos, they're clearly intelligent guys, even though they're really goofy. Like Chad, they're very Chad-like. The Raka Raka fellas are Chads. No, but yeah, I think that Talk to Me is probably going to be a better movie, but I'm excited for Insidious 5 as well. If I had to say one over the other, but I'm hyped for it. Lighting Ghost, it's going to be fun. Thank you for the $5. Thank you. Jake, you just make 7 and give it to us. I fucking would. I would if I had that kind of power. I would. I promise. I would do it. Lighting Ghost. Maybe Red Right Hand 2 will just have to happen if 7 doesn't. That's all I'll say. Lighting Ghost, thank you for the $2 though. I do really appreciate you. Thank you. Oh my God, Sarah Campbell, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. It's a big old super chat, means a lot, and you're even hitting. I'm having a bad day, and I really appreciate that, Sarah. Thank you. Saying your old editing softwares can get fucked. I'm Scream overloaded this week, so I'm asking a different question. Have you seen the trailer for Sisu? Also, hi, Sarah. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. So let's just go. Let's break this. Let's analyze this shit. Let's get through it. Let's get through this super chat. Editing software, yeah. Just an update for all of my wonderful friends out there. I don't know. I don't know what fucking happened. I woke up today and I went onto my editing software to finish up my Evil Dead ranking video. Was gonna have it all nice and dandy, wrapped up in a little bow for you this morning, and then it was just like, hey, get wrecked. We're a subscription service now. Give us your money. And I was like, I have no money to give. Sorry. So I'm kind of in kind of figuring some shit out. I don't know right now. We're figuring it out. We're gonna get it going somehow. I have DaVinci Resolve installed on my computer now, so I'm messing around with that. It's a learning curve though. Like I said, I have a video coming out tomorrow, but I'm just not as good as editing on something else. I'm used to certain things. I used to do Premiere. I'm doing DaVinci now, which is like, it's just a little different. The interface is way different. It's weird. It's going to take me a bit to really learn all the ins and outs of it. So I don't know how many videos you're going to see in the next couple of weeks, but I will have a lot of live streams to compensate for it, is what I will promise. So little update. I apologize about that, y'all, but getting it fixed up, and by next month probably we'll have everything fixed. I got a plan, so already working on stuff. Made about 100 phone calls this morning to take care of some shit. So, and Sarah's saying I'm Scream overloaded this week. I was there for a bit too. This is my first Scream thing in about a week. So, Scream overloaded this week. So I'm asking a different question. Have you seen the trailer for Sisu? Yes, I have. I'm hyped for it. It looks good. It's from the John Wick people, I believe. Chad Stahelski. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but I'm hyped for it. It looks good. I mean, it's about, I can't say that. I probably can't say that on YouTube, but what it's about is I really like. I like what it's about. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan to see a certain group of people get killed in that movie. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm hyped for it. It's gonna be fun. So and also hello Sarah. Hello again, Sarah. Thank you for the big super chat. I appreciate you. But yes, I'm hyped for that. I got to do a big video on that now that I'm starting to talk about more things than just horror movies. So Sisu is I can't even remember the plot details necessarily, but a guy in the trailer all the way back in time, maybe like 200 years ago, guy finds a bunch of gold. He's trying to sell it, and well, I can't say the word, but a bunch of douchebags try to stop him, and he kills a bunch of them. So it looks awesome. I can't say that. I can't say that word. Like I'm pretty sure that the stream will just get cut off if I talk too much about that. But we're gonna find out. I'm gonna make a video about it. And we're gonna find out how far I can push the YouTube limits, I guess, Sarah. So once again, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you a whole lot. Thank you, Sarah. DaVinci Resolve 18 is, it does have a free and paid version. I just don't like it. I'm just not a fan of it, Blanca. I used it today to make today's video, and it just kept fighting me. It was like, no, you're going to export this in 24 frames per second. I'm like, I don't think that's going to look good, but okay, DaVinci Resolve. So tomorrow's video is in 24 FPS. If it looks a little weird, that's why. But it's a YouTube, it works, it doesn't look, it's not unwatchable. It's just the frame rate is just different. So it just looks different. It's not bad, but doesn't look like a YouTube video is my thing about it. I shoot in 60. So it kind of made it look a little weird, but it's not like unwatchable. It works. And I really wanted to get that video out before it's just irrelevant. So my May Ann put it in the chat. I appreciate you. But yeah, like I said, my ranking for all 5 of the Evil Dead movies goes up tomorrow morning, though, and it's a pretty fun video. I had a blast making it until I got to the editing process. So check it out. Bearded is saying 7 is correct for part 5, but he's stabbed 16 times in part 6. You can only hear a few of them, though, because the camera is looking at Sam and Tara. I mean, if we're talking about Chad's death, or almost death, I don't know what to tell you. Dewey pretty much gets stabbed a bunch of times in Scream 2 and lives through it. I'm fine with it, man. It's a trope. It's a trope in the franchise. It's like, man, I can't believe that person in Evil Dead Rise got possessed only after a little scratch on the face. It's like, are we gonna get mad about that? Well, Evil Dead has done that a bunch of different times for even little or even smaller things. I don't know, man. I don't care. Personally, I think it's fun. What is tomorrow's video? Evil Dead. All 5 of the movies. I'm ranking them, putting them together. I had a few people ask to put the series in there as well in the rankings, but I'm just gonna say this is just how I feel. Unfortunately, I just think movies are superior to television 9 times out of 10. There are obviously outliers to that, but basically any movie that comes out, I just think is mostly better than most television shows. There's like I said, obvious outliers to that. Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul and all that. I mean, fantastic. It's a masterpiece, but a lot of television I can't get into personally. 9 times out of 10, if there's a TV adaptation of something, I like all of the movies more than that. So I didn't even feel like I really like Ash vs. Evil Dead, and it's one of my favorite horror television shows. But I didn't really feel like talking about it in the in that video. I wanted to focus on the movies a little more. What else do we got here? What about Hawkins in Halloween 2018? Dude was ran over and stabbed in the neck, and he survived. That was kind of... See, here's my thing about Hawkins coming back. I remember when Kills came out, and I was even saying, like, I don't know if I want Hawkins to be back. There was some rumor. There's like rumors that he would be back in Halloween Kills. And I was like, I don't really know if that makes sense, you know? Like like you said, they stabbed him in the neck. They ran him over. He should be dead. But then they did something really cool with his story, and I was like, oh, okay, fuck yeah, that was awesome. I thought that was sweet with what they did at the beginning of Halloween Kills, but then that ended up going absolutely nowhere, so bringing him back to life was kind of pointless. So overall, I'm not really a fan of it. I don't think it was necessary, but if they would have went somewhere with the story they set up with his character in Halloween Kills, I would have been down for it. So, but yeah, they did nothing with his they did nothing with that. I don't even know what the point of the flashback scenes in Halloween Kills. What was even the point of that? I don't know. Who knows? Orgasmically, I hope so. I hope so. Villain killing Dylan. Let me tell you. The Hannibal show is really good. I have not watched that either. I hear that's fantastic. A few people have recommended it to me. What else do we got here though? But yeah, a lot of little Scream 7 updates just sporadically throughout the past couple of weeks. Nothing where, like I said, where I would make a whole video about that. You know, we had Drew Barrymore and Parker Posey at different times talking about coming back to the franchise, even though they're dead. Once again, 2 characters I love. I just don't know how or what they would do with them. I don't know. How would they even fit into the story being told right now? Like, if we do bring back the core 4, what if Casey Becker is still alive? What are they gonna do? You know, how are they gonna organically bring those 2 things together? I'm not 100% sure. What's up, Hollywood guy? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. What did you miss? Anything new? Is the director good? So, rumor has it Christopher Landon may be on the new project. Not 100% on that yet. Take it with a grain of salt. Nothing is confirmed. But if I had to guess right now, if my educated guess, educated is a strong word there. But if I had to guess, I would say Radio Silence is probably not doing the next one. We're probably going to get a new director. I really do think our best bet is Christopher Landon, though, if it has to be somebody new. I think he would be an excellent choice. He's made 3 movies just in the past, like 6 years. 6 years or so that feel very screamy to me. So I feel like he would be our best bet. Happy Death Day, Happy Death Day to You, and Freaky. He directed all 3 of them bad boys. He also worked on like a lot of the Paranormal Activity sequels, but maybe that doesn't really help my point here. I like those movies. Not too many people do like those movies. I guess I'm alone in that boat. Alone in that paranormal boat. Perry, this is also a little bit of news too. Once again, didn't feel like making a whole video about this, but Funko has made a Scream game, which I'm hyped for. That's pretty cool. I'll check it out for sure. That's coming. That's coming out apparently. So that's gonna be fun. My buddy Matt actually texted me about that. He's a big board game guy, so he was all like, "Oh, dude, this is sick." We actually had the idea. We were tossing it around while making Red Right Hand about what if we made a Scream game? That'd be really fun, like a companion game to with the movie. That would be fun. But I think he kind of started working on that, but it ultimately like fell through. But we were thinking about it. Hopefully Tom Holland can play Travis Brackett, which is Danny Brackett's brother for Scream 7. Oh man, and his girlfriend Zendaya joins him on the group college party. That's going to be an expensive movie, man. Tell you what, those are 2 very, very, very popular actor and actress right there. That would be nuts. That'd be nuts if they got in there. Do you think Timothy... Wait, did you say Tom? You said Tom Holland. Okay, Tom. Okay, I thought you said Timothy Chalamet for a second. I'm like, does he look like Danny Brackett? I don't know if that would work. Tom Holland is Danny Brackett's brother. Maybe. Absolutely definitely a maybe. Definitely a maybe there. And Zendaya would be a lot of fun in these movies too. I'm lobbying hard for for Keke Palmer to be in the next one, and just forget about Scream season 3. Don't worry about it. Let's get Keke Palmer in a movie. Come on, that'd be awesome. I definitely want Sydney back, and I hope she's in more of a main role like Scream 4. I just don't know how many people want to kill Sydney Prescott. If she does come back, I don't know if I want her to be the focus again, but I would love for her to absolutely play a main role, but don't be like the focus of the Ghostface killings. Because I'm like, man, Scream 4 was pushing it a bit. If they didn't have a good motive in Scream 4, I don't think I'd like that movie. But I like it because of how well done the killers are. The killers make that movie for me. And if it wasn't, if that wasn't the case, I don't know if I'd like that movie or not. So I don't know if I want her to be the main, I don't know if I want her to be Ghostface's main target, but to be grouped in with everybody else that is maybe Ghostface's target, okay. I'd be down for that. Have Matthew Lillard direct 7. Happy to see him. I'm happy to see him in Five Nights at Freddy's too. I'm happy that he's returning to horror. That's the big thing. We have Stu Macher back in the horror scene. That's what I'm hyped about, for sure. Absolutely. Five Nights at Freddy's is going to be fun. He's hyped about it. He seemed really excited to talk about it when I asked him about it at Horror Hound. So Ryan Baxter is saying, surprise, Casey Becker's parents are Ghostface in Scream 7, seeking revenge for Casey's death almost 30 years before. Just now they decided to come out of the woodwork and get revenge. Just 30 years later, they just decided to do that, right? Oh, man. I want new killers. I want new people. New people. If you created the spoon, then who created the fork? My evil brother Drake. KillJoy Drake, he invented the fork. He's always trying to one-up me. Didn't like my spoon idea, so old Drake just had to top me there. I wish we could get some new Funko Pops for the Scream franchise, because the Ghostface one that is legit is impossible to find unless I want to cough up half my rent payment. Holy shit. I found one that was like $50. I don't know if it was legit or not, but I saw it. I saw it somewhere. I was like, okay. It's a $50 Funko Pop. I'm good. But I wish I was made of money, because I would buy so many of those little things. They're fun. A lot of fun. Blue Left Foot, all about the comedy. What I will say is, if I made another Scream film, I would probably try to make it scary. I think with Red Right Hand, we approached it like a comedy film. If I was to make another one, it would be definitely horror focused a little more. I thought, when we made the proof of concept for Red Right Hand, I was going for like a scary chase scene, and then I didn't want to do the same thing again with Red Right Hand with like the full length feature, so we made it a little goofier. But if I was to now, if I'm to make another one, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go the other route. We're gonna make it really, really fucking scary. Would be my goal. Fort Misery Gaming saying, what if Stu comes back and it's more of a mastermind role, controlling the actual new killers? He's got his he has a hypnotizing ability now, because he's brought back from the dead. So he's a necromancer, of course, and he's controlling people to go Ghostface. Who's the biggest loser, Charlie or Ethan? They're both pretty. They both got the incel vibe going on. I'm gonna say Ethan's the bigger loser. He's kind of a dork. He's kind of a dork. Does the Scream 6 Blu-ray include deleted scenes this time around? It does not, which I'm actually kind of upset about. I'm not hyped for that. I wanted to see a bunch of deleted scenes, and they're just not listed on the what's going to be on the behind the scenes part of it. No deleted scenes. Isn't that weird? Like, I just got the Fly box set because it was on sale. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I've been wanting that. Like, that has been on my list for years of something I've been wanting to get, and I'm like, fuck it. $30, let's go. Bought that. I watched David Cronenberg's The Fly last night, and there is, I must have watched like 2 hours of behind the scenes stuff, and I'm not even halfway through it. There is so much behind the scenes shit on that. And it's a shame that not more movies have that stuff included. Like, I've seen so many little Scream 6 behind the scenes videos of them just goofing off and stuff. Put that on the Blu-ray and the 4K. I'd watch a compilation of that and everyone talking about it. Fuck yeah. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy that we don't have that on there. It's whack. And I know there's deleted scenes. Like, I don't know if they filmed this or not, but they talked about filming a sequence with Gail at the hospital. I'd love to see that if there's any test footage or something. Maybe that doesn't exist, but if it does, I'd love to see it. That'd be cool. Bearded is throwing $10 in there. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it, man. Saying, I'm totally okay if Radio Silence steps away. There are other good directors. And the ending of 6 is actually a good wrap up for Sam and Tara. Dude, I do agree with you there about the ending. I'm okay if they step away. I think they killed it with the movies they made. I had a fucking blast with them. And I'm excited to see someone else take the helm. But I will reiterate that if they can't just get anybody for a Scream movie, I know some directors would just approach this like it's a slasher film. And I get that if you're not familiar with the franchise. Like, let's just make, oh yeah, Ghostface is this slasher guy and he stabs people in the throat. You know, you got to do a little more with it than that. You know, there's more to Scream than just stabbing people in throats. I love that aspect to it, don't get me wrong. But got to do a lot with the characters. You got to have a good character story at the center of it. Got to have a good drama or it's going to fall flat. There's a lot of little... It sounds like, oh, Jake, isn't that something that's kind of part of every movie? I mean, like, not really with slashers, you know? You go back to some of those 80s movies and it's just a bunch of meatbags getting stabbed by Jason, you know? And I love those movies too, but Scream is not the place for that, I think. Scream needs a little more spices thrown into it. It's a more complex dish than like a Friday the 13th film. There are other good directors. Christopher Landon, like I said, I feel like he understands Scream just based off of some of the movies he's made that are very Scream influenced. That's, like I said, that's why he's my next choice. The ending of 6 is actually a good wrap up for Sam and Tara. I felt that way about 5. I felt that like 5, I was like, if that's it, that's it. You know, like it felt very conclusive. Didn't feel like it was trying to set up another movie. And, you know, after reading about how Radio Silence didn't even want to make a sequel initially, you know, like a lot of people had warned them not to make another one. They still went ahead and did it, and I think they topped themselves in the next movie. So I think that's awesome, personally. I really liked Scream 6. So I don't know. I agree. I think it is a good wrap-up for them if we start with new characters again. Cool. But I feel like we're finally at a place with the core 4 where we weren't at Scream 5. I like them. I am rooting for them big time. I didn't feel like I didn't even really know them besides what their names were after the last movie. I was like, okay, you know, Chad had a few funny lines. You know, he said, fuck you to Mindy. Cool, that was funny. But at the end of 6, I was rooting for them. I was so pissed when Chad died. You know, I was like, no fucking way, man. You made me fall in love with this character and now rip him away. Damn. I was so upset. And then to see him come back out, I was hyped. So if they're going to do another movie, I really hope it's with the core 4 again. I hope they don't just make a movie with nobody from the past couple of movies. I mean, you know, Christopher Landon has a pretty fucking awesome track record with characters. So if he was to create some new characters, I'm into it, sure. I mean, think about like Happy Death Day and Freaky. What the best part of those movies is without a doubt the characters, in my opinion at least. And I think that we're safe in that boat, whatever route they end up doing. But I feel like it's kind of a missed opportunity if you don't have the core 4 in this next one, especially with all the setup we've done in the past couple of movies. That just my thoughts on it. It's one of those things because Christopher Landon can do new characters so well. I'd be open to it. I wouldn't be like freaking out if they decided to just clean slate, brand new characters in a Scream film. I really wouldn't be freaking out with a Christopher Landon Scream movie, but I would be a little upset. I'd be like, nah, kind of a missed opportunity is what I'll say. Eric, thank you so much for the $10 though. Sorry about the long-winded rant, but that's something I feel very passionately about. The core 4, I like them. I like them a lot. Here is to spoons, forks, and don't even get me started on knives. Oh, we don't talk about that. That's the other brother in the house. His name is Bake. He was really angry that he didn't get a conventional name, so he decided to invent the knife. And, well, you guys probably know where that went. Stabbing people in the necks, you know. It's a Scream trope, Lighting Ghost. So that's... What am I saying? What is this story we're concocting here? Lighting Ghost, thank you for the $2. Don't ask about Bake. Trust me. I mean, you know, Drake he's evil and all that, but... Oh, that Bake guy. I don't like him. Villain, killing Dylan, throwing $5 out there. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Saying, Jake, there was a dump in my fireplace. Any idea what that's about? Well, clearly you must have spoiled a movie for somebody. Otherwise, I wouldn't have shit down your chimney. But If you spoiled a movie for anybody recently, that's what you get, man. I don't know what to tell you. So no spoilers. I'm kidding, man. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. Sorry about the poop. Sorry about all the poop. Sometimes it happens. Rickle Pickles is here. What's up, Rickle? How's it going? Hope you and your pickles are doing well. Saying, hey, Jake, Stu has to show up in Scream 7. Also, I can't believe they replaced the directors. Not confirmed yet, my friend. Not confirmed yet. Just big rumor. Big rumor going around that new directors are on the project. But why? Why do you say that Stu has to come back? Hit me with the reason. Hit me with the reason. I want to hear it. Welcome to the stream, though. Axe is here. A literal axe is in the chat. What is up to this inanimate object? I stole your spoons. That's not very nice, you axe. See what I did there? Don't laugh. It wasn't funny. Anyways, Bearded Entertainment's throwing $10 in there. Well, thank you so much again, Eric. Holy shit. Killing it, man. Appreciate that. Also, Charlie is way more of an incel than Ethan. Ooh, I'm hyped to read this. Post-reveal, Charlie had... on the spine of a wet noodle, Ethan pretended to be an incel and killed it post-reveal, trying to earn his dad's respect. I didn't get the incel vibe from Ethan until the end of the movie, like after he gets revealed. Then it's like, oh, this makes sense. Now I get why you're a virgin, Ethan. Now it makes sense. I don't know. Charlie the whole time, though, kind of gave me that vibe. Like when he's talking to Sydney, he's kind of talking down to Sydney and Gail in the meeting scene at the high school. Charlie gives that vibe the whole time. So I do agree with you there. But if one of them is more pathetic, I think it's Ethan, just because, well, that is really arguable. Charlie definitely has more of an incel vibe to him, but Ethan's really fucking pathetic, dude. Like Ethan is really... He does not get a whole lot to do in that movie and then just fucking dies like the loser that he is. I like Ethan though. I don't like him. Like I wouldn't hang out with the guy or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but as a character, as a Ghostface killer, honestly, I don't hate him. You know, I don't think he's my least favorite Ghostface. But I don't know. He didn't get enough to do in that movie for me to be like, oh yeah, I liked Ethan. He was a cool character before he turned into a murderous killer. The only big character moment he has is post reveal and talking about sticking something in Tara. You know, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of his biggest moment in the whole film to me, and I think that's how I remember him in my mind, is crazy incel boy, man child boy running around, trying to saying nasty things to Tara. Charlie kind of gave me the incel vibe the whole time, I'm going to be honest. But I agree with you, Eric. I like it. I love it. I love that our ghost faces are greasy losers. It's my favorite. Thank you so much for the $10, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Eric, another Eric is here. What's up, Eric? How's it going? Scream 6 coming to DVD soon. I don't know. Well, if you're screaming it, why don't you know, Eric? You seem very confident in how you're screaming that out loud. I'm hyped, man. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. Can't wait to see that one again. Good question, Scream fan, saying, do you think a 13-year-old should watch Evil Dead Rise, or is it too gory? Here's what I will say. There was literal children, like 6 to 8-year-old children at the premiere that I went to. And they were fine. They enjoyed the movie. What I will say is it is very gory. If you've seen Evil Dead 2013 is probably the best example. It's not as gory as Evil Dead 2013, but it definitely comes close. That's up to you, is what I'll say. That is up to you if you think yes or no to that, Scream fan. It is a gory movie. There's some crazy kills and crazy maiming and all that of characters. That's going to be up to you. It's going to be a you decision. Thomas, great question, man. What is your take on Terrifier 3? Number one, I'm hyped for it. I think it's going to be awesome. I got to speak with Damien Leone a little bit at Horror Hound, kind of asked him a bit about this. He really wants it to be darker. Terrifier 2 was a much goofier film than the first Terrifier, which I personally really enjoyed. I liked that, but I'm hyped for Terrifier 3 to go down the darker route. Now, if you've ever seen All Hallows Eve, which like obviously there was a bunch of like short films with Art the Clown before they made like Terrifier and All Hallows Eve and stuff. There was like, I think like 1 or 2 short films, if I remember correctly. They're scarier. You know, the point of it was like Art the Clown is this killer. It's terrifying. It's got more of like a Saw feel to it tone wise. They're trying to get back to that with Terrifier 3 is how he's been making it sound like. I think he said that in like a few interviews, and it's kind of what he told me too. He's like, we want to make it darker. You know, we really want to take Terrifier 3 down a darker path, where Terrifier 2 was just inherently sillier. You know, it had some crazy outrageous gore, but it's played for laughs. And I love that about Terrifier 2, but with Terrifier 3, I'm excited for them to kind of go back to their roots, make it something scary again. And if you watch All Hallows Eve, I think that really encapsulates that really, really well. So I'm hyped for it. I'm hyped to see what they do. What else do we got? What else do we got here? What else do y'all want to talk about? Sorry I'm late to the party, but hell yes to Scream 6 streaming on Paramount Plus tomorrow. Hell yeah, dude. I'm hyped. I can't wait. Watch it tomorrow. Tell me what you guys think on rewatch. It's going to be fun. Any tips on movie collecting? Are 4Ks worth collecting? 4Ks are worth collecting if you, depending on the movie, I think. Like different scans and stuff are sometimes better, sometimes not. You know, I recently watched like the Scream 2 4K, and like the sound mixing isn't fantastic, and that's just because they weren't working with like the best thing to start with. I also I just got like back at Horror Hound, the only like movie I really picked up was Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 done by Vinegar Syndrome. Just another movie where like the audio quality to begin with wasn't fantastic, so there wasn't much that they could do. So what I will say is, if you're gonna get a 4K for a movie, get it for something that like genuinely could be upgraded. Like Texas Chainsaw just got a 4K release. Like I don't know. I have the Blu-ray. I don't know if I'll get the 4K of it. You know, it's like I don't think it needs to be on 4K. Something that aids that film is the fact that it's so gross looking. Even the original Evil Dead, like I love the 4K of it, but like, does it need to be on 4K? You know, it's almost kind of better seeing all the grime and gross shit to it. It almost adds something to it. So it depends on the movie. It depends on the movie. If you don't, and like if quality isn't like the biggest thing to you, get the DVD. Who cares? It's your collection. Do what you want. Film Phantom. That's what I'll say. So there are some things that like I absolutely am like, I gotta have this in my collection. Like I just said, the Fly box set, the original. I decided recently that David Cronenberg's The Fly is my favorite horror movie of all time. After watching it last night, I'm like, yeah, that's my favorite horror movie. That's every itch I could possibly have with a horror film. That one scratches. Body horror. It's a horrible tragedy, which I love. Everything I could possibly want from a horror film, that one has to offer. So if it's something that means something really, if it's something really special to you, get it on 4K. If it's something that you just want to casually watch and maybe return at some point, get it on DVD. Who cares? Have fun. It's your collection. You know, there's a lot of elitists out there who will say, "Oh, my farts don't stink because every movie I have is on 4K." Who gives a shit? Get a DVD if you want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, man. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. Hollywood Guy's throwing $5 in there. Thank you so much, Hollywood Guy. Appreciate that. Saying, where is the sequel to Killer Clowns from Outer Space? It's long overdue. Any thoughts? Honestly, dude, how the hell is that not like a huge horror franchise? I couldn't tell you. That first movie is like top 10 B movie. It's up there somewhere. I love it. It is so much fun. It's so ridiculous. The effects are amazing. The costumes are amazing. There's so much to love about that original. I don't know why there's not more of them. I don't know why that's not a whole franchise. I couldn't tell you. I would love another one. I know we have a video game coming up, which is exciting. I have the Kyoto brothers, like, I feel like they said something recently about that. I feel like they've said something recently about doing a sequel, but I can't remember specifically. I would love another one, though. I would absolutely love another one with today's effects. Imagine what they could do. Oh my God, imagine what they could do with the Killer Clowns movie today. That would be sick. Listen, we're doing all the requels and sequels and all that bullshit. Listen, I'm fine with it. Not all of them are great. Not all of them. Let's be honest. Not all of them are great. Some of them are fantastic. Like, I think the new Scream movies are awesome. But if we're gonna go through this, do some of the weird ones too. Like, Dead Ringers just got a new TV series. Did that need more? No, I don't think so. I love David Cronenberg, but I don't think that needed. I don't know if that needed more. We need more killer clowns. We need more killer clowns. We need a Creature from the Black Lagoon remake. Fuck it. We need a Society remake. How insane would that? People would dig that shit. People would eat that shit up nowadays. I say yes to this, a Hollywood guy. Why it's not a franchise already, I couldn't fucking tell you. Make more of these damn movies. Thank you so much for the $5. Good sir. I appreciate you. Lighting Ghost is also throwing 5 in there. Thank you, sir. Saying, yeah, but Charlie was going to get laid by Kirby and Ethan. Kirby and Ethan. Whoa, that's a crazy threesome right there. Ethan had no one, so there is that. Yeah. You make a good point. I can't get over all that. Yeah, no, I agree with this. I think Ethan was a little more pathetic. Who's the bigger incel, though? I still think that Charlie takes that trophy that nobody fucking wants. I don't know. It's tough to say, really, but I would probably go Charlie because he's so condescending anytime he talks to women in that entire movie to me, especially Gale and I want to say Gale and Kirby. Gale and Sydney, for sure. I don't know. He gives that vibe off more. Where Ethan's a little more, you can't really read him initially. But obviously, by the time we get to the third act, his true colors shine. So you make a good point there, Lighting Ghost. I like it. Thanks for the $5. Thank you. I just want to read this because of how scary it is. I was Stu Mocker and Ghostface and all the KillJoy Jake body parts. That scares the fuck out of me a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. My body. You are my body parts. That's a scary statement to make there, my friend. Dear Lord. Logan C is saying, yo, Jake, what shows do you like? Also, I finally got an answer to the first question I ever asked. The Fly is awesome. Yeah, I didn't, for the longest time, I've had trouble answering that question. And watching that movie last night, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with this film. Like, just watching that last night, I was like, I've seen so many movies that I've revisited from like things that I loved as a kid, and rewatching that last night, I'm like, holy shit, this is the best horror movie ever made. I can't believe that this hasn't been my answer to that. So yeah, no, it's my favorite horror film without a doubt. What shows do I like though? I'm not the biggest TV guy. I gotta be honest. As weird of a take as that is, I'm much more of a movie person. I really like Stranger Things, mostly because it's set up like a movie. But my big thing about TV shows I don't like is anything with filler. I won't watch a minute of filler. I can't do it. It's just not good. It's never good. It never does anything for me. Even in a show I really like, when there's a filler episode, it's a march for me to get through that. I'm never big on that. I like when stories are just the story that needs to be told. TV shows like to really drag out a story and tell this long epic where you probably fit it into 2 hours anyways. I don't know. Some things are great and perfect amount of time. Like Stranger Things, I think every single season is like, there's no wasted time. It all tells one big story. It doesn't feel like filler. There's 1 or 2 episodes here and there, but for the majority of it, it feels like one long continuous story. I really like Ash vs. the Evil Dead. I really like Breaking Bad. Even some filler in season 5, but I still love it. I have not watched Better Call Saul yet. Very time consuming as well. I can find time for a 2-hour movie. Can I find time for 14 hours of a television show? It's just tough, but maybe. Takes a lot for me to be interested in a good TV show, though, is what I will say. The Toby Show is throwing $2 in there. Thank you so much, Toby. I appreciate you. Jake, which horror villain would win in a fight? Which horror villain? See, you got to give me some horror villains, though. I'm gonna pit two for you, though. Let's say Brundlefly, because I just watched that last night. And who would be a good match for him? So let's think about this. A good match for Brundlefly would be probably someone else who went through some fucking awful body horror. Man, who's a good example of that? Who's a good killer? Maybe Pinhead. Fuck it, Pinhead. Pinhead, you saw his backstory in Hellbound. Come on, that guy gets some shit fuck. Oh, okay, Toby Show, you're making my job a lot easier. Thank you. Thanks for the $2. Toby's throwing $5 in there saying, let me be more specific. Michael, Jason, Freddy, Ghostface, Pennywise, Chucky, or Leatherface. Who's coming out on top? But between all of them, shit. Damn. Pennywise is looking like a strong lead here because at least Jason, maybe not Freddy. Jason, I feel like, okay, I'm roping him into this. Jason, Freddy, Ghostface, Chucky, and Leatherface are definitely afraid of something. So I think Pennywise could fuck this shit up. Is Michael really afraid of anything? I've never seen him show fear before. Jason, like a little bit. He's definitely has a soft spot to him. You know, maybe he's a little afraid of his mom. Freddy though would be tough. Freddy's kind of afraid of fire though. Pennywise could fuck with him. Ghostface, any of the Ghostfaces are afraid of something for sure. Chucky for sure. Leatherface for sure. It would probably come down to Pennywise versus Michael, and I still feel like Pennywise is the most overpowered of this bunch. So I'm gonna go with Pennywise for sure. But thank you for the $5, my good sir. Thank you. Perry said I saw Army of Darkness finally. I loved it. Dude, it's so much fun. Oh my God, it's so fucking ridiculous. I love it. I've watched that movie like 3 times in the past month, just with a bunch of different people. But I love that film. It is so much fun. Great, just a great time. Scream Fan is asking, what's your movie recommendations for a kid who loves Scream but prefers less gory movies? Anything by Christopher Landon, really, like I was talking about earlier. I would probably say like Happy Death Day, both the Happy Death Day movies, Freaky. If you want something a little scarier but less gory, I would recommend the Creep movies. I feel like those are really digestible. You can knock those out real quick. They're found footage. They're not very gory, but they're scary. You know, they got a creepiness to them. I'm trying to think like non-gory Scream films. Valentine from I think that's 2001 is a good recommendation. The Faculty. Any 90s Scream clone, those are all good. Final Destination, that's a little gory though. Final Destination gets into some crazy shit, but less gory. I Know What You Did Last Summer, all those movies, none of those are really gory. Those are fun though. You've said this twice, Lisa, and I just think it's really funny. You are still a fucking chicken nugget. I don't know. Do people say that to each other? I don't know. I guess they do. But thank you, Lisa. Internally, I feel like a chicken nugget. I always have. I love chicken nuggets. I eat so many of them, I'll probably turn into one eventually. So I dig it. I dig it, man. I dig it. Toby Show's throwing $2 in there saying Michael versus Mama Boy Jason. Michael versus Jason is one of those fights that would last for an eternity because they'd just be stabbing each other and be fine, you know? They wouldn't die. They would just keep stabbing each other. It would be a stalemate. They would just keep stabbing each other for hours on end while all the other characters in the movie just kind of look at them like they're crazy. Oh man. What's Freaky about? Freaky is a really interesting movie. It's basically the Freaky Friday concept, but it's like a high school girl switches bodies with a serial killer. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty fun movie. It's really goofy, as the premise would suggest. Vince Vaughn is your serial killer, where Catherine Newton is the high school girl I was just talking about. Great casting on both ends, I think. Really like both of those actors. Actor, actress, whatever. It's a really fun movie. Kind of flew under the radar in 2020 because it came out as the pandemic was starting to chill out a little bit. Not that it really did chill out in 2020, but came out later that year. I think it was November of 2020, if I remember. It's one of the first movies I went back to the theater to go see. So it's a fun time. I recommend it if you haven't seen it. It's kind of underrated. Not too many people I see a lot of people talking about Happy Death Day, but not too many people talking about Freaky. So if you liked Happy Death Day, I think you'll like Freaky. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I still think I like Happy Death Day more, but Freaky is still fun. It's got some cool things going for it. Toby Show's throwing $2 in there again. Thank you again, Toby. Thank you. Saying Psycho, best horror movie, best twist, big W. I can't argue with that. I mean, shit, it's probably one of the best horror movies ever made. I don't know if I've only seen it one time. I think I've only seen it once. I want to say I saw it as a kid or something, but I've only seen it once in recent memory, and I liked it. It's a good movie. It holds up. Killer film. But is it one of my favorite horror films? I don't know. I like it though. I do really like it. I totally get why it's a huge deal for horror films. But is it one of my favorite horror movies? I don't know. Like The Shining. The Shining is one of the bigger horror movies ever, and I like it. I don't think it's the best horror movie ever made, but I enjoy it. It's good. Absolutely though. Killer movie though, Toby. I like it. Thanks for the $2. Manga Maniac once again is asking another question for you. Would you be okay with a character who died to come back as another character? So like Lillard back, but not as Stu, but maybe a college professor or something. Yeah, actually, yes, I would be totally fine with that because Matthew Lillard doesn't look the same way that he did back in 1996. It's just like it's ruining. It's not like I hate Matthew Lillard or something. Like I love Matthew Lillard. I love all these actors that we're talking about. Parker Posey, Drew Barrymore. I love all these people. And technically this has already happened. Like what you're explaining right now technically has happened with Billy Loomis is a bad example because he's playing the same character, but like Drew Barrymore had a voice cameo in Scream 5. A lot of the original cast did. Doesn't that kind of count as them playing new characters technically in a way? So yeah, I'd be totally down for that actually. If Matthew Lillard came back and he's playing a new character in the same franchise, that would actually be really fucking interesting. I'd be totally down for that actually. Matthew comes back, he's a college professor at Blackmore University. Sure. Fine. I'm totally down for that. Parker Posey, same thing. Who cares? And actually, speaking of Matthew Lillard, technically he has played 2 characters in this universe already. He's in the background of Scream 2. He's party goer number 7 or whatever the fuck. Yeah, sure. I haven't even thought about that. Yeah, I'd be down for that. I just, if you bring back Stu, you ruin one of the arcs of one of the best killers in a horror movie ever, and that sucks. I mean, I'm sure there's a way to do it where it wouldn't ruin the character, but I'm just, I don't know. I've been streaming, talking to people for a long time. I've yet to hear something where I'm like, that would work from somebody. And I don't know. I'm open to it. I'm open to anything. I'm a very open-minded individual, but if they bring him back and it fails, it would really suck. And I just don't want that. I love that. I also love that this franchise constantly brings people new into scope. I think that's really interesting. I wouldn't want them to lose that element just to bring back a character too. Ryan is saying, finally got to take my 11-year-old to see Renfield yesterday. She absolutely loved the movie. The casting was great. Good over-the-top kills. Just a fun time. I agree. I had a blast with it. It was a lot of fun. I don't know if it was like, exceeded my expectations or anything, but it was a good movie. I like that, Nicolas Cage's Dracula. Come on. How can we not like that? It's Nicolas Cage's Dracula. That's fucking awesome. A Serbian film is so damn underrated. Oh my God. Dude, I don't know if I can watch that. I don't know if I can even watch that. I've read about what happens in that one. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Happy Death Day is super fun, but I also have a soft spot for it since it was one of the first horror movies I ever watched. Nice. Yeah, Happy Death Day is a lot of fun, man. I saw that in the theater. I actually saw that. I saw that kind of before I really got into horror. I saw that one in the theater with a bunch of friends. What horror villains do you think would be most likely to create an alliance with one another? What horror villain would be smart enough to do that? Maybe Pinhead and like Hannibal Lecter, if they existed in the same universe. I could see them working together. If Hannibal Lecter got the puzzle box, I could see him working out a deal with them. They like to listen, is one of my favorite moments in a horror film ever is in Hellbound, where Pinhead is like, the previous movie, Kirsty made a deal with them. Like, I'll bring you to this other guy that you've been looking for. Just general context. And they're like, okay, we'll do that. But then in Hellbound, they finally catch up to Kirsty and they're like, no more games, Kirsty. No more deals. You're coming with us. And then she's like, but wait. And then they're like, okay, go on. It's the funniest fucking scene I've ever seen in my life. It's like the turnaround in Pinhead's mind about the situation is one of the funniest things I've ever watched. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it's very funny. Let's do a Matrix movie watch party. That'd be fun. I'd be down. I see a lot of people doing watch parties. I don't know if I would do a watch party. I don't know I don't know if that's something everyone, I feel like a lot of people would be interested in that, but like at the end of the day, you're watching a guy watch a movie, you know? I don't know. I would love, if that's something we want to do, I'm down to do it, but it just doesn't seem like something, I don't know. I like to make content that I feel like is worth your time. Is that worth your time? You tell me. I don't know. Is that something we would want to do? Watch parties for movies. That's why I've been a little hesitant to do them, because I just don't know. The concept is odd to me, but hey, man, I'm here for it. I want to do stuff y'all want to watch. You know, I don't want to just be. I can't say that on the stream. I don't want to be shitting into a glass cup and being like, here you go. There's your content. You know, I don't want to do that. Oh my God. Sarah Campbell's throwing $5.50 in there. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'd be down for a Halloween 2018 style Scream where they bring back the OGs in a direct sequel to one new timeline. Stu could possibly return that way. And I'd be down for that as well. That would be a great way to bring back Stu. I just, right now with the current story, I just don't think it would make sense. But that, yeah, you change up the timeline. There you go. You can change a whole bunch of stuff that way. You can make anything. You can make it any way you want. If they do a movie like that, I'm into it. But I just think with the current storyline, let's not do that. But I agree. It's one of those things where it just wouldn't make sense in this timeline, but in a one where, let's say, at the ending of Scream, you know, in this new movie, that's just a direct continuation to the original. Sidney Prescott, she's been living somewhere for 30 plus years after the events of that original movie and finds out that Stu Macher's been alive with his parents somewhere this whole time and seeks revenge or whatever. Sure. If we're going to try and make that happen. Yeah, there you go. But just in the current storyline, you're telling me nobody found out about Stu Macher and for some reason he waited 30 years to start killing people again? I don't know, man. It's wild. I wish they would have done the original storyline with Scream 3 where Stu Macher was like the leader of a cult. That would have been great. That would have worked, but now I don't think it would, personally. But Sarah, I appreciate the $5.50. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support. Aaron is here. What's up, Aaron? Saying, I really hope they don't give us another timeline because the series has already been grounded. Yeah, you know, it's one of those things where if they do give us another timeline, I'm down. I don't know. Am I going to get pissed about that? I don't know. It's one of those things where I like the story that they got set up now, but if they want to simplify things, this is a way to do that. And I'm not against them simplifying things in the Scream universe. It's starting to get fucking crazy. It's starting to get real complex, you know, and anything for some simplicity and whatever the next entry is. That's one of my big things, man. I'm just like, we're constantly trying to connect everything together. And while sometimes it's really cool and, you know, there's a lot of cool little references and stuff in Scream 6, I would imagine, what would that movie look like what would Scream 5 look like in particular if it wasn't trying to be connected to so many other movies? Like, feel like that movie would be even better. And 6 aids 5 a lot, so I don't know if that works, but in 5, man, I just imagine if that movie was its own thing, you know? I feel like it would be even better. But that's just my thoughts. I don't think everything needs to connect, and this franchise is obsessed with that. It's obsessed with keeping everything together when literally almost all of these movies are separate instances of different killers killing people. I don't know. I would rather them not connect, personally. Hollywood Guy is throwing $5 out there. Thank you, good sir. I appreciate that. Saying, plot twist. Stu is unconscious. And all this... I can't even read that. Stu is unconscious, and all the screams after the OG were a dream sequence, and he comes back to finish it. Hey, man, listen. We just want to make the Stu thing happen. I get it. Stu's a great character. I got to meet Matthew Lillard recently, and I was drawn into his aura. He has an aura about him that you can feel in his presence, and I was like, my God, all I want to do now is see a Scream movie with Stu in it. That's all I want. That's all I want in life now. But man, I get it. I get the love for it. You know, I really do. I understand why there's this wants and need for a character like Stu to come back into the franchise. His performance is unmatched, I think, by any of the other Ghostface killers. Something really special about it. So I would love to see that energy brought by another actor and a new character, a new something. That'd be fun. If someone could match that, that'd be fucking awesome. But I've yet to see that from a Ghostface killer, though. So we'll just have to see. There is still a future for this franchise, and I'm excited to see where it goes next, though. So hopefully somewhere good. Hopefully. Thank you for the $5, Hollywood guy. I appreciate that. Logan is saying that you would host a fucking super fun watch along. Not sure if watch party is the same thing, but you go live to do a watch along where we watch it with you in real time. Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm down for it. You know, like I said, if you guys are down for it, I want to accommodate here. I'm not I don't want to, you know, there are a lot of videos I make for myself for sure that are like this one's special to me. The Beau is Afraid review was one for me, I feel like. But yeah, I want to do things that people want to watch too, you know, on the same side of that coin. So if people are down for that, I would do it. Yeah, that would be fun. I'm going to do a lot of live streams this week. I'm planning a couple of fun little things because I can't really post too many videos. Like I said, I got something going up tomorrow, but I don't know if there's going to be too many more videos this month. So I'm going to try to do some more fun things. Maybe I get a watch party in there at some point for some movie. Maybe Scream. Who knows? How many recommendations have you written down in total? I'll write down recommendations and I try to put them in the letterbox if I remember. Sometimes I'll watch them immediately after streams if someone has something like, oh dude, you gotta watch, like this is a must see. Joyride and Frailty, I remember I watched those pretty much right after people recommended them to me. I have a few in my recommended, like I'm trying to think of a few of the movies in there. The movie Triangle, which I guess is really underrated. Someone recommended that to me a little while ago. I'm trying to think. I know I have more, but I can't think of more off the top of my head. Flash Skywalker is here. What's going on? Hope the day's treating you well. Sup. Welcome, Flash. Welcome to the stream. I'm having a rough day, but you know what? It's okay. Positive vibes in the stream, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Old Jake had his editing software taken away from him earlier today, but like I said, positive vibes. Silver lining to everything because now I get to learn how to use other editing softwares. So fuck it, I guess, you know. It is never bad. It's never a bad thing to expand on your already known knowledge. Expand, learn more. Go read a book, go and read stuff, learn a new skill. It's never a bad thing. You know, that's how I'm looking at it. You got to stay positive. And I love it. I learned a lot today about editing and how to use DaVinci Resolve. So I still don't quite understand it, but after 5 hours, I have a better understanding, and that's what matters. Horror B23 is saying they should have saved Vince and Stu's house for 7 or 8. I didn't feel like the house wasn't that great of a set in 5. Vince was a wasted character, Vince living in the house, have it end where it began. It was a little weird to have a mocker character who didn't live in Stu's house. The Freemans are living there instead. Like, where was Vince and his family, you know? Where are they? Well, what are they up to? They're also in Woodsboro, and you're telling me they didn't get that house? Or maybe they fixed it up and sold it to the Freemans? I don't know. I have a lot of questions, though. I do agree. Yeah, Vince's whole character, I don't understand why he was really in the movie. They didn't have an opening kill, so they needed a kill 10 minutes later, I guess. I don't know. Personally, you cut that character out of the movie and it makes a lot more sense. I love Kyle Gallner, though. I wish he could have been a character in it, just not a mocker. Once again, another great example of trying to connect everything to the past where maybe you didn't need to do that. Crazy. I know. Crazy idea, but it's almost like if they didn't do that, it would be better. Anyways. I hope things just get better. You deserve the world. You do, Flash Skywalker. You are so incredibly nice. I appreciate the hell out of you. You made one. I fucking blocked it like a dumbass, but you made this incredible painting I got back here, which I absolutely love, of old Ghosty. I gotta reorganize that. I thought I had that perfect, but I didn't. So I want to move it a little more that way, so you can see the ghost face a little better. But I appreciate you, Flash. Thank you. Thank you for all the fun stuff. And these little Jason masks with old KillJoy Jake colors. Appreciate that. Really awesome stuff. So welcome. Hope you're having a fun time on the stream. Noah Atkinson is saying the final chapter of another Scream sequel where Stu says that he's all the killers and Sydney or Sam says that she's all the survivors. What? I am so confused by that. He says that he's all the killers. Stu is all of them. Stu is every single one, and Sydney is all the survivors. I don't know what you mean by that. Thoughts on Mason Gooding potentially being Johnny Storm in the MCU? Fuck yeah. He has the charisma for it, for sure. That'd be fun. Yeah, why not? I'd be into that. I like Mason Gooding. I don't know how hot I am on the MCU right now, but I like him. And if that means he gets to, make a bunch of money, then yeah, I'm there for it. It's kind of how I feel about it. So I love it. Thank you. All the love, Flash. All the love. I appreciate all the stuff you do. Appreciate it, man. GoTube, ya boy. What's up, GoTube? What's up, ya boy? What's up, my boy? My boy? I don't know. What's up? How's it going? Saying, hey, will you be making Red Right Hand too? Maybe call it Red Left Hand. Also love your vids. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. What I will say is I don't know. We're working on a feature right now, an original movie, and I can't really tell you too much about it. We're keeping it all under wraps. It's a movie with a twist, is what I'll say. A bit of a twist to it, so I don't want to give you anything to start thinking about yet. But soon, I promise soon you'll know a little more about it. But we're trying to make an original, and we're trying to sell it is kind of the goal. So I don't know when that's gonna exactly happen, but hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. So we're working on it now. We're in pre-production. I'm working on a bunch of little things in the background. I spent this whole weekend basically working on it. We storyboarded. We're working on getting pitches together and stuff. Just a lot of little things happening in the background that I'm sure you guys will know more about here in the next couple of years. So I'm excited for you all to see it, though. I'll tell you that much. I'm really hyped for this new project. Red Right Hand was more of a comedy. This new thing's going to be much more of a straight up horror film. It's got some sci-fi stuff to it as well. It's really fun. It's a really cool premise, I think, and I'm really hyped for you guys to see it when we finally get to make it. So get excited. Get excited. But Red Right Hand 2, will it happen? Maybe. I don't know. Anything is possible. If it does happen, I'm not going to attempt to make a feature-length film again, because doing that for $5,000 was absolute living hell. But I might do a short, at some point. I might do a little short with a ghost-faced killer running around. Why not? That'd be fun. Would I make it a sequel to Red Right Hand? I don't know. I feel like that story kind of has been told. But Scream 7. Do I have any predictions for Scream 7? I mean, here's my thing. What I'll say is, rumor has it they're going to be filming it this fall. And if that's the case, they probably already are talking to somebody about being the director on the next project. I don't think that Radio Silence is going to be attached to it. I really don't. I want them to. I think that would be great. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I really think it's going to be Christopher Landon. I really think it's going to be with the core four again. Will we even see some of the legacy characters? I hope so. I mean, Christopher Landon, I'm sure, is a fan of those movies. I'm sure he would love to bring Sydney and Gale into the picture, and that would be a lot of fun, I think. And with Kirby back, too, why not? Bring back all these characters, and let's start knocking some of them off, as horrible as that sounds. That's my hope for Scream 7, but we'll see. Didn't you say Red Right Hand was supposed to be dark before it came out? Yeah, something can be dark and funny at the same time. Terrifier 2, man. Terrifier 2's living example of that. We were kind of going for, honestly, I hadn't even seen Terrifier 2 until 2 months before Red Right Hand came out, but that's kind of what we were going for. We wanted to do all these crazy, batshit insane things with this loser character, and we wanted to kind of make fun of him a little bit. I mean, let's be real. Jamie's kind of an idiot. He's everything I hate about people, all kind of meshed into one character, and we just kind of wanted to beat him up a little bit for 60 minutes. So I'm gonna be honest, that was kind of the point of it. It is a very dark film, though. It has some themes of, I don't even know how I want to say this on a live stream, but there's a lot of sexual stuff, a lot of commentary on misogyny and shit like that. Very, very subtle stuff in the background, but it's there. And I think that's interesting. It's, like I said, a lot of it is played for laughs against Jamie, but it's I think there's a lot. It has a lot to say too. It's got a nice message behind it. But it's a very dark film. It's very dark, and it then has some silly points too. Themes of jars. There are some jars in the background. filled with certain substances that are pretty fucking gross. But yeah. Logan, yes, I do play guitar. I've been playing since I was like 9 years old. I originally wanted to be a musician. I just never did anything with that. So maybe one day. Maybe one day. Who knows? You never know. You never know what'll happen. But yeah, I'm hyped to do something else though. I'm really, like I said, we've been working our asses off on this new project, and hopefully we get to make it. We need a way bigger budget than we did for Red Right Hand. I'm not selling myself short this time because I really thought I could do everything I wanted to do with Red Right Hand for $5,000, and I was sorely mistaken. But I feel like we still ended up with a pretty good product. I'm still pretty proud of it. A lot of things I would do differently now, but I look back on it as a time of figuring out how to do certain things, and I learned a lot in the process, and I'm really excited for everyone to see how much progress I think all of us have made as filmmakers for the next project, because I definitely know I have a better grasp of what I'm doing now opposed to back then. I just remember you saying it was going to be darker and not as much comedy. I do think it was dark though. I think in the conception of Red Right Hand, I wanted it to be like a really dark and upsetting movie, but as we started to formulate it, as me and Matt wrote it, it became more of a comedy. Like my first draft of it was a lot darker and a lot less played for laughs. When Matt took over the script and I let him like do a rewrite of it, he's like, I have a few little things I want to change, and we kind of ended up doing like a mixture of both of our scripts put together. He made it a lot like a little more goofier, especially he made Jamie more of a dick, which I liked, but I kind of brought that back, and I was like, he's got to be a dick. You're right. I made him just a little too much just straightforward a Ghostface, and Matt kind of was like, what if we give him a little more personality, and I liked that. Matt really wanted to make Devil Ghostface more comical too, and I said I feel like there's a duality we can do with these characters where he's a little more prepared, he knows what he's doing, he gets things done efficiently, where Jamie does not. So that was kind of my input there. Like I remember originally when the first draft of the Barbara's death in the kitchen at Christian's house, the first draft of that during the kill sequence. What was the fucking song? There was supposed to be a song being played over her death, where it's like this really brutal death of a character, and it was like, it was Don't Sweat the Technique, that song. It was like, Don't Sweat the Technique, like that song was going to be playing over it. And I'm like, it's too Edgar Wright, it's like, it's too goofy, it's too Edgar Wright. I like it. I liked it. I was like, but I think this needs to be straight up horror instead of trying to be like a Hot Fuzz, a scene out of Hot Fuzz or Shaun of the Dead. What's up, man? How's it going? Welcome. Saying, I remembered about the Russian horror The Wind of Passion, a 1993 film in the spirit of Italian horror. Ooh, okay. I do like a lot of Italian horror, so. The Wind of Passion, 1993. I'll have to check that one out. I don't have my notebook anywhere near me because I was using it all weekend for storyboarding, but I'm going to put that in my letterbox just right now. The Wind of Passion. The winds of passion are flowing through. Is this a horror film, or are you messing with me? That's now I gotta ask that. Let's see if it's on Letterboxd. Nothing's coming up. I think you're messing with me, my friend. I'm kidding. David Smith, thank you so much. I appreciate that. What is your favorite kill of all time? My favorite kill in a horror movie is in Zombie 1979, when one of our characters gets cornered in their house by some zombies, and she gets her head pulled into a broken piece of wood, and it goes right into her eye. It's my all-time favorite horror movie kill. It's so upsetting, and you get to see more of the aftermath of it about like 10 minutes later into the film. So love it. Love the way it's set up. Love the way it's executed. And then I love the reveal at the end. It's very quick too. It's very quick in how it's set up. Just the right amount of time, paced perfectly, in my opinion. Yeah, that's the fun thing about Red Right Hand. Also love the opening scene of the film. Thank you so much. I'm really glad you guys like it. That's like the weird thing about it is it's nothing like how I originally imagined it, and then it kind of turned into something else, and I'm happy with how it came out. I really am. Like I said, the next thing I think is going to be way better. I did not know what I was doing with a lot of different things there, but now I feel like I have a better understanding. So Last comment I mentioned about the final chapter of a Scream sequel is like Endgame and the Rise of Skywalker. So you're saying you want like a Scream movie that kind of feels like just very, very final, very, very, very like this is it. This is the end of the story. I feel like we got that in Scream 3. You know, I feel like Scream 3 is kind of the end of the main story, and now we're moving on to more things. Moving on to more little killers running around the world. And I don't know. I like that about Scream 3, but I also love that there's always going to be another person out there who is putting on the mask and wants to kill somebody for another reason. This is one of those franchises that I feel like could go on forever because of the concept. I don't necessarily feel that way about like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because it's the same killers every single time. With something like Evil Dead or Scream, it's very malleable. There's a lot you can pull from it. There's a lot of different angles you can take it down. There's always going to be a new Scream killer. There you go. You can make 100 movies about different killers with different motives. And it's crazy that we've really only touched on a couple of different motives in 6 films. But there's even more we can play to, I think. And I'd love to see that explored in a future film. Same with Evil Dead. I mean, there's always going to be another group of people who can find a Necronomicon and turn into Deadites. It's, for that reason, I think it's awesome. I just think that some franchises are like, yeah, I get why this should probably stay dead, but Scream and Evil Dead, I feel like you could make 100 of these movies and you still wouldn't get old. It wouldn't get tired because of how good of a concept it is. Sarah Campbell is saying, oh my God, Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. I can't tell you how many times in high school we quoted that. Never seen a shortcut before Pit. Those movies are great. I love both of them. They're fantastic. I didn't feel like that was the tone for Red Right Hand, like I was saying earlier, but I love Edgar Wright, man. I mean, he's amazing. I love his movies so much, but what I will say is Matt, like that is his all-time favorite director is Edgar Wright. He loves Edgar Wright movies. Those are his favorite. So he, of course wanted to sneak some of that in there. And I was like, I don't know. We already had a lot of like top 40 songs in the movie, maybe more than I personally wanted. But I think Left Hand Free works really well because of Red Right Hand. And you get to see that the guy's sidekick fucked him over. Spoiler alert. So I think that one works really well. I don't know about some of the other choices, but I like it. It's fun. Like I said, is the new director officially confirmed? No, Alejandro, not yet, but rumor has it that Mr. Christopher Landon will possibly be helming the next Scream film. Rumor also has it that most of the script is already written. They want to start filming this thing in the fall. I think that's entirely possible. I feel like that's, if there's something I'm leaning towards of what the reality of the situation is going to be, probably going to be Christopher Landon directing. It's probably going to start filming in the fall, and we're probably going to get an announcement soon. Is my guess. We just had Christopher Landon follow a bunch of people who are a part of the new Scream movies. One of them was also Heather Matarazzo, which I thought I'd mention in there. Maybe she's back. Who knows? That'd be kind of cool to see her in another movie. And he also replied to a tweet from Creepy Duck Art about like just little fire emojis underneath the Scream 7 poster that he put out. Huh. Kind of interesting. Kind of interesting that they did that, Alejandro. That's what I'll say. So I don't know how to feel about that. I'm hyped for it though. I'm hyped. Everybody, I am probably gonna end the stream soon, but I just wanted to say thank you. Just thanks for hanging out with me. I had a disaster of a day trying to edit shit together and be like, God, I want to make good content. I want to make good videos and I want to be able to put these out. And I've been hitting a lot of roadblocks this past month. A lot of little things that's like, it sucks. But you all make it so worth it. So thank you. These live streams give me life. I love doing them. It's my favorite part of what I get to do every day is going live and talking with all of you. So thank you. Thank you for that. This has truly lifted my spirits, and I really needed this. So thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being so cool today. We had some fun laughs and some good times, some good vibes, and I really needed that today. So thank you. Thank you so much for that. So anyways, we'll get off the fuck. I'll stop being a mushy butthole, but I did just want to say thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for watching. I'm hyped for Scream 7, whoever is directing it. I think that we're in good hands. The big message to take away from this is that if Christopher Landon is doing it, there's not too much to worry about. I know that he understands Scream. I know that he gets it. He gets Scream, and if anyone else is going to do it, he's a good choice, I think. They're not just throwing Joe Schmo at this project. If it's going to be him, I would be okay with that. It's going to feel different than what Radio Silence did for sure, but I think it's going to be good. I feel like we're in good hands with Christopher Landon. So that's my 2 cents on it. Of course, if you're watching this on replay, leave me a comment about it. Throw something in the live chat. I'm unfortunately leaving, so I'm not going to read it. But all the love to you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again tonight. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.